Hey everyone, so I am back with another review of a JON RENAU style, and this is called KARLIE, and I have KARLIE in the color 12FS12, so stay tuned. So if you're interested in KARLIE or any of the wigs that I wear for that matter, I encourage you to shop at wigsbypattispearls.com. They have tremendous customer service, carry a wide variety of really great quality wigs. Okay, so if you are looking for a longer bob, 100% hand tied, then KARLIE's going to be one that you want to take a look at. So like I said, KARLIE is not new, so it's not a newer style, but it definitely is very reasonable density. The cap construction being 100% hand tied is really super comfortable. So you know what, I did tape what KARLIE looked like straight out of the box so that you can see and what to expect when you get KARLIE home. And I think what you'll find is there is very little I had to do with this style, which I absolutely love. So I think you saw, right? There was very little I had to do with it. I did play around with the part and then I just combed out these fibers, but it looked pretty good right out of the box. Now, the one thing that I will tell you, and you may be seeing me sort of playing with this edge, is because these front sections are so long and it's almost an all, one length bob, there is a tendency for that piece to fall in your face. Now, this is a synthetic wig, but it's not heat defiant, meaning you can't apply heat. So if you did want to help train these front sections to avoid falling in your face, one thing you could do is to hold it back and to steam these knots at the front section. You want to be really careful with the lace, but that steam can help create a little bit of lift and help to keep those pieces off of your face if that's something that's bothering you. All right, let's do a turn to see KARLIE on all sides. So clearly this is my front, and you may have seen me tucking. I am a big ear tucker, and the density is very reasonable, so you could absolutely do that. This is my right side, and I think that what you will notice is that the ends do kick out a little bit. I wouldn't say it flips up, but it is slightly kicking out. So if that's something that bothers you, you may want to skip over KARLIE. And this is the back. Given that you have a 100% hand-tied cap, the hair movement's going to be very realistic. And that's my left side, and then back to the front. So as I already mentioned, KARLIE is 100% hand-tied, and then you also have a full monofilament top, which means it's going to come to you with a part on the left-hand side, but you could part this down the middle and also on the right-hand side. Now, you may need a little bit of encouraging to change the part, and here's my recommendation for you, especially for those synthetic non-HD wigs, is you can spray this with water to help encourage the fibers to move over. I also will take my nails and sort of run it in the cap like this just to lift that off the base and get the fibers going in the direction that I want. But you can see quite easily I can move that to a middle part, and then I could run my finger over and do it on the right-hand side and part it on the right-hand side. So let me get up close so that I can show you the hairline on KARLIE. And I think it is good here. Now, in this particular color, 12FS12, are you seeing some of those knots? And the regular pattern, what I would do, to be very honest, because nobody's hairline is that perfect, okay? I would simply pluck out a few of these hairs in an irregular fashion, sort of a zigzag pattern to, disrupt that uniformity. The other thing that I'm noticing and I wanted to show you is the transition between the lace and the ear tabs. So the lace front on KARLIE does not run into the ear tab, and I am seeing a bit of that transition point. So for that reason, I would not wear Karlie off of my face because I can see that. But if you don't wear your hair off of your face, then, you know, you're not going to see it. You know, one of the things that I think us as wig wearers are challenged with is when we watch reviews and see where the wig is hitting the reviewer, you often expect for that wig to also lay very similarly on yourself. But there's a lot of things that can change how this wig looks on me versus how it's going to look on you. And the number one difference would be our measurements. So my measurements from hairline to chin is 7 inches, okay? And then my neck is 3.5 inches. So let's say, for example, you have a much longer face than I do, then Karlie is going to look shorter on you than it does on me. So it is important when you are looking at reviews and listening to reviewers that you're looking for them to mention their face dimensions so that you can get an idea either where the total style is going to fall on you or even the layering throughout the piece if that particular piece has layers. So given that this style is 100% hand-tied, it is a really light style for the length of the hair that we're getting on it. So it's only 3.6 ounces. I really like that. It just makes being able to wear your wig throughout the entire day very comfortable, okay? So these front sections on the bangs, if you will, in my opinion, it doesn't have bangs, but it's just referring to these front sections, is 12.25 inches. The crown, which is this section down, is 13.5. The sides are 9.25, and the nape is 6 inches. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that I have Karlie in 12 FS12, or it's also known as Malibu Blonde. So Malibu Blonde is part of Jon RENAU's California Blonde collection. I think it's a beautiful shade. It's very similar to 12 FS8. What I would say is it definitely has a lighter root than 12 FS8. So basically what you've got is a mixture of 3 different blondes in Malibu Blonde, okay? You've got light golden brown, light natural gold blonde, and pale natural gold blonde blend. And then the rooting is a light golden brown. So I hope you've enjoyed taking a quick look at what I consider to be sort of a classic wob or long bob. There's a lot of great things about this style. The cap, the fibers feel good. And you know that typically I prefer synthetic HD fibers. I can tell that this is not HD just by the feel of it. But with that said, the fibers still feel fine, which helps it make it feel more natural and good to the touch. So I'm not sure if you're picking up on it on camera or not. The one thing that I would do with this particular piece is put some dry shampoo into it. And what that's going to do is sort of knock out a little bit of what I'm seeing to be sort of some unnatural shine. And that will help to take care of the excess shine that we're seeing on the color today. So I hope you've enjoyed this quick look at Jon RENAU's Karlie in the color 12 FS12. Stay well and stay safe. Bye, everybody.